No chain today?
No chain. I don't wear jewelry like that no more.
Why? You're over it?
I don't do anything. I don't even do interviews no more. I put this on this morning, bro. When I got out of the shower, I was like, I gotta leave the house today. I was like,
okay, not no jewelry, but no chains.
But I don't wear like chains and shit no more.
What, you just over it? You just want to be a normal guy?
Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
I got weirded out, bro.
Really? Why, you got robbed?
No, never, bro. You see me, bro. You know what time it is.
Well, I don't know what time it is.
You know
got the
how
glizzy on
many
you?
people I go with, bro.
But
You
you're
know?
here with one dude, and I don't even see.
Yeah, because you said bring one person.
Well, he's not wearing a
on the
bullet belt
flyer.
or anything. It's not like
It's
I
not
know
even
that
about
he's strapped up.
Bro, I know I'm not going anywhere but here. And I know there's no one here.
There's no one here. It's true.
Or else I'll just call the CDC on y'all.
Yeah.
Get y'all
no, this is a high security environment.
Let me find out.
Josh has a machete.
He gonna book me for an interview and I get here and there's people here to fucking stomp me out.
No, that doesn't happen.
I'm shutting you down so quick.
Not in the valley. And who would want to do that to Taz though? You really got smoke like that?
Huh?
You really got smoke with anybody like that? Like,
No.
Do you have like any cartels after you? Anything? No. That shit don't happen in the beat making world.
Bro, I haven't left my house since November, bro. Really, to be honest with you.
Really? But as a producer, you don't really ever have to leave the house, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got 3 studios in my house. That's why I moved in my new house in Encino.
Right. 3 studios all at the same time cranking.
Yeah.
So what's that like for you? Are you sort of scurrying between the 3 studios, just sort of seeing what's going on at any given time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I got artists now to where I don't have to hold their hand through everything. So like they're just like, I'm fans of their music. Not saying I'm not fans of no one's music, but I'm fans of their music. So like, I just give them the trust to go do whatever. And they just bring me cool shit. And I'm like, I just basically tell them to throw a bunch of shit at the wall. I'm like, and my job is to dictate what's good and bad, because it's like a mom with their kids. Like no one ever thinks their kid's gonna be ugly. You know what I mean? Right. But that's like them with their songs. They don't know what songs are good. They don't know what songs are bad, and they depend on me to kind of guide them.
It's kind of crazy because you have like a ability, unlike pretty much anybody I've ever met, to be able to see an artist at one stage in development and see the potential or see what they could become. Like I've just seen you over the years, and you know, it definitely seems like, you know, there's been plenty of stuff that didn't work out for one reason or another, but you like, it's kind of crazy the extent to which you can sort of I've seen you take artists who I was totally familiar with their music. They were donating on live stream and shit. And then a couple months later, I realized that Taz Taylor signed them, and all of a sudden they're like a lot better. Like you saw the potential in them. Like you really have the ability to sort of spot that.
I don't think that I'm different in that way. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like I'm just a normal person in this shit. And everybody else is so busy overthinking everything. And I don't overthink anything at all. I just let shit play out. And I got a really good team of people around me who we just all work well, good together. There's no problems. So
you're actually satisfied with the state of affairs right now? Because there was a while where, you know, Taz Taylor was the guy who was angry as fuck at the label and was not happy with a lot of things going on around him. You seem a little mellowed out.
I just think it all has to go back to like
what?
What can I say? What can't I say?
You can say whatever. This is like being with a therapist. Nothing you can say here will violate any NDAs or federal laws.
I was just in a bad situation. And for a lot of times, I couldn't speak on shit because of who I was in business with or who I was signed to, like label shit. Like I was getting told to like delete my fucking Twitter and delete my Instagram.
Okay, so they really didn't like you being argumentative on Twitter?
Nah, but I don't do it to be argumentative. I do it just cause like.
You hadn't really seen the downside of.
Nah, I've definitely seen
arguments?
the fucking downside, bro. Like I've seen a bunch of shit. There's people who literally like associate me with who the fuck they think I am. Whenever they retweets, they don't know who I am as a person. They don't really hear like my tone of voice.
Right.
And they don't really know like the whole story, and you can't really fit the whole story because it's probably wrapped up in some personal shit that doesn't need to be fucking public. And on top of that, It's too much to fit in 140 fucking characters, bro.
Okay, but was your Alamo deal something that you were genuinely excited about and then it went bad? Or do you feel like when you got into that deal, you just didn't really know what was going on with the industry and you signed a deal that you weren't happy with? What was that situation?
Nah, I don't blame. It's not like I signed a deal I was unhappy with. It said I knew what I was getting into deal-wise. And you do that as a music producer. You do that as someone in the industry. Like, I signed a pub deal with APG August 31st, 2017.
Right.
I was talking about getting my own label 6 months later than that. Nobody comes in the industry that quick and gets a label that fast. It's just a bunch of shit went off in between that time. So it's like I knew what I was getting into whenever I did the deal. It's just that they didn't understand that, like, my business and my shit, how it goes is like I do more than what I'm supposed to do. I do more as a producer. I do more as a label executive. I like live with these kids, bro. I stay with these kids every day. I see them. I'm heavily involved in their life. I know what goes on in their personal lives. I try to do what's best to look out for them. I bring a lot of them out here when they don't have anything. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be working at Walmart. They'll be doing whatever. I bring them out here. I give them a place to live. I don't charge them anything. I give them beats. We record music. I pay for studio time. I buy them clothes. I do a lot of shit. Then it's not like I'm expecting anything from this. It's like I see what they could be, and I'm like helping with that.
But so you felt like the label didn't understand the extent to which
Exactly. They didn't understand how I worked. So with them, it was just like they wanted to be their show and about them and their whole thing. I signed Trevor with them. I took Fallen to get like 10 million streams, 15 million streams on its own with no help. They even label shit. They even uploaded. They didn't even get New Music Friday as an artist thing. And I would like Trevor would tell people right now I was one of the only people who was really fighting for Trevor. And it's just like they don't really understand the dynamic. The shit never worked out because of my personality, how I am, and I tell people how I feel, and I don't kiss nobody's ass. And they wanted me to kiss their ass and basically like smile while I do it, wipe my fucking cheek off.
So you felt disrespected by Alamo in general, and you felt like...
Yeah, but I mean, I've squashed that shit since then because I'm in a better position to where, like, I got a good partner who understands, and he understands how it works, and, like, I'm not like traditional people don't. Someone told me this yesterday. They said I move how executives move in the 90s. Like, I'm very brash. I'm very upfront. And, like, I fight for my team. I fight for my people. And I don't, like, back down for anything or anybody. And I went to wars with labels. I went to wars with artists. I went to wars with everything over making sure that, like, at the end of the day, like, the intentions of shit, just business was done correctly. You know what I mean?
Right. So how hard was it for you to get out of that deal? Because I remember at one point, the word on the street was, like, Taz Taylor. Like, at first, the word on the street was, like, Taz Taylor has a publishing deal with APG and a label with Alamo at the same time, and people thought that was kind of crazy that you signed both of those deals in a short period of time. And then it's like, oh no, Taz has a deal. It signed Ian Dior 2 10K projects while he has a label deal with Alamo, and people were like, wow, that's really bugged out.
Nah,
is that how that happened?
No, it's not how it happened. You trying to get me caught up?
That's what that's the word on the street. That's what we do here. We just repeat rumors that we heard.
That is not how it happened.
Okay.
Fucking Keemstar. Bruh, that is not what happened.
Okay, it wasn't like that?
No, bruh. So the Alamo shit was just a whole different thing, bruh. Like, it was a lot of the shit they wanted me to do. I really didn't fuck with, like, their vision on shit. The shit they wanted me to sign, bruh. Like, I remember one day, bruh, I'm getting a phone call, and this is after, like, I haven't talked to them in a couple of days because we just got done yelling at each other, and this is the first time I talked to them. And they call me, and they're like, hey. I'm like, what's up? They're like, you should sign Tiny Meat Gang. I'm like, the YouTubers, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, is this a joke?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's no disrespect to them, but it's just like, that's how I felt like they were taking my shit. Like, it wasn't serious.
Right.
And I like this music. This music shit's the most serious thing to me.
Right.
So don't play with it.
Yeah, you can't just tell me to do some shit like that. No, I mean, that was my experience with the label that I was signed with too, is that, like, they tried to get me to sign Skinny from the 9. They tried to get me to sign a whole bunch of artists that I didn't like. And meanwhile, I said, no, I want to sign Draco the Ruler. And they said, no. And I mean, I kind of get that because Draco's been in jail ever since. So I guess like maybe not the worst idea on their part. But, you know, it's like for people like us, like it's going to be hard to work within that system. Like when you look at the A&Rs who work at labels, they got to just like swallow their pride and suck it up and take a bunch of shit all the time.
It's not about the A&Rs ever. It's like they're pretty much just a middleman. But you can get an A&R excited on somebody and nothing happens.
Right. But like for you, you know, you're somebody who like you're just used to like doing your own stuff and like you just want a label who's gonna support you and help you with that. Meanwhile, like, you know, if they're trying to like really tell you what to do, it's just not gonna fly, right? I don't see you as that kind of person.
I don't think it's like if you approach it as like we're trying to tell you to do something and you better do this or fucking else, then it's a problem. But if you come to me like, Taz, I'm advising you, I think this is a good idea, you should do this or we should do this. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it.
That's true, yeah.
A lot of people, only thing I want is just like respect. And I give people respect as it's given to me. Like I'm a like firm believer that if you come to me and you're cool, I'll be cool with you. I'm very respectful. The minute I feel like that you're playing with me or it's disrespectful, then it's all games are off. Like I threatened to drive my fucking G-Wagon through people's front office. In the industry, I really have.
Right.
But it's like, it all comes to back just like playing with me. Like, don't fucking play with me. Where I come from and the shit I grew up around. And the shit, like, I had to work 10 times harder than everybody else to get here because I dropped down to 7th grade because I didn't, like, I come from a small-ass city of Jacksonville. There ain't shit happening in Jacksonville.
Right.
If y'all knew the background of my family history and the shit that goes on, the shit I had to come from is just, like, colossal. There's no hope.
Right.
So it's like, I just want respect from people. I feel like I've done enough at this point to get respect. And that's not me being cocky or me being egotistical because I don't wear chains for that reason. I don't want people to come off cocky or egotistical to people. I'm a very, like, conversational person. I'll talk to people about shit. I just want people to see my side of it.
But so you're totally satisfied with your situation with Elliot now? How does that work? Like, do you just bring him new artists all the time? And, like, how much of the decision to sign somebody is yours versus yours and his collectively?
Elliot is... For those of people that don't know, Elliot is 10K Projects. That is my business partner, and I do artists through 10K Projects with Elliot Grange. I'm not signed to 10K Projects. It's not like that.
So you don't have like a label deal per
I mean,
se?
I have a agreement with Elliot, and if I wanted to, I could take artists to there. We have a label under 10K, but I'm not signed to him like that. It's like a partnership.
But so if you met an artist tomorrow and Elliot was like, no, I don't
even, no. It's never been like that. Elliot's literally told me I can go sign
right.
a 5-year-old kid or a 40-year-old woman who's like has no arms and no legs. He don't care.
Oh, I love
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just saying that like he believes in me so much. And he literally calls it the Taz show. That's what he says. He's like, this is the Taz show. We gotta let Taz do whatever he wants. And like, I'm not saying I'm fucking Kobe Bryant out here with this shit, because I'm not. I shoot shots and they miss. Like, that happens. Everybody misses. But right. I feel like he feels like I'm gonna be right more than I'm wrong.
Right.
And you just take those risks. You know what I mean?
So with the Trevor Daniel situation, is that just in your mind? Is that just something that you're just not going to be involved with now because he's still stuck being signed to Alamo, or what's going on with him?
He's like Interscope.
Oh, okay.
He's Interscope. So no. Like, if you know, Alamo is a label of Interscope, yeah. So they're still involved, and that's all cool. Like, I talked to Trevor whenever Trevor dropped his album. Me and Trevor texted each other, and I think it was just like a weird thing because I had to buy out of my deal with a label where I signed him there. So it's just like he probably felt abandoned in a way, but it's just like.
That's definitely like the narrative that some people online try to spin, right?
Yeah, but it was never like that. And Trevor's never looked at it like that. Because the problem is just like, whenever I bought out, Falling wasn't doing its thing. It was doing like 145,000 streams a day on Spotify, which is really good for an artist. But I'm talking about it wasn't like the 2 million streams a day it was doing. It wasn't like a big ass record. After I left and bought out my deal and everything, that's whenever the TikTok went crazy and blew it the fuck up. So I think I don't want being the type of person I am. I don't want people to think like I'm like trying to take credit for that. I know what I did on that record, and Trevor knows what I did on that record, and it's one of the best records that come out. It was like the chart came out today. It was like 9th most streamed song of the year. But it's like, I know what I did on that record. He knows what he did on that record. We know what they didn't do on that record. So I don't really need to like try to stand on his shoulders and trying to act tall right now. I'd let him have the shine and do his thing. Like, he's a talented artist.
When you have an artist signed now versus when you first started your career, do you get less attached to them now because you've seen it go bad a bunch of times? You've sort of just had relationships slowly fizzle out.
What is bad?
You've had situations that clearly just didn't work out, where you ended up hating the person, or where they ended up not liking you.
I feel like at the end of the day, I give people opportunity,
right?
And people may slack on that because I do give, and I'm the first person to like kind of exchange some. I've given you an opportunity to come out here and like not just change your life, but change your family's life. And the only thing I require is just people to work hard and understand. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm like a football coach, and whenever you fuck up, I'm gonna expect you to come do fucking suicides in my fucking, not literally, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna bust that ass whenever you don't do what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. Like, and that's the reason why a lot of people are successful. Go ask Trevor. Trevor wouldn't be where he is right now if I didn't get on to him like that. Not like beating, like fucking abusing creative people, but it's just like a coach, bro. Like, you want the best for them, and they gotta understand what they need to be doing that's right.
But do you deal with a lot of people who really aren't used to being talked to in that kind of way, or aren't used to having somebody really try to like instill a work ethic in them?
No, there's definitely this type of people it works on, and certain people it don't. I think, bro, like whenever I was on the internet, before I even jumped to the industry, I was going crazy on fucking Kanye to the Periscope, bro. I was on Periscope with a fucking AR-15 just going crazy. I think people know what they get when they're fucking with me, and like, I'm crazy, but I'm passionate about the shit. I just want people who's also has that same passion for it.
Do you get banned from Kanye to the?
I got banned from Kanye.
For what?
I doxed somebody. I was a troll, bro. My dad left me when I was fucking 3. He came back, gave me a computer when I was like 8 or 9. I would sit on fucking like 4chan all day, bro.
Right.
From like then to now.
Just a little edgelord.
Yeah, just crazy. Like not really diving in the deep web, but skimming my toe.
Okay, so what were you checking out on the dark web? You were TJX.
I mean, bro, no,
bro,
no, I'm not. Nah, but no. You are on
the red room. You hit a red room.
I'm just saying, you go on there, it leads to other shit. You know what I mean?
I've heard.
It's like the gateway. 4chan's like the gateway.
On there. You ever see a horse have sex with someone?
I mean, bro, I've been on the internet for 20 fucking years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't look it up.
I think I might have seen like a quick little like gif of it happening.
No, you see the shit when you scroll on like message boards or forums and shit. I'm very deep.
No,
I dropped out, so that was the way I learned about life, was through the internet.
Yeah, it scarred me. One time I saw a dick in a cat's mouth. And I still like.
I not.
I kind of can't get it out of my head after all these years.
So you still be thinking about.
Dude, that was like 15 years ago.
What?
And I still like it. Just really like it was the kind of thing where you're scrolling through a message board and you just see like somebody like bomb the board with like crazy shit.
How many times a year do you think about this?
A couple times a year.
I want you to think about. Don't worry about what they gotta say.
Maybe
this
that's
is
why
like
I'm so close with my
session.
cat now. Is because I've seen what a cat's life could be like. That's my standard for a cat.
You're gonna get shut down by PETA, bro.
They should be applauding me.
Why?
Because I'm not fucking my cat.
You're just promoting it.
No. I'm totally against it.
Now people are gonna go look this shit up.
I'm taking a stand against it, dude.
You're taking a stand.
I'm 100% anti-cat.
I think you're informing people on it.
I mean, I was just doing an interview with China Mac, and at one point he's raging into the camera, being like, "If you attack an old person in public, you are a bitch." And I'm just sort of thinking, like, yes, like I am 100% anti-attacking elderly people in public, but.
My man
he's very passionate about it.
You got to respect the passion.
Another classic interview in the books. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and head on over to nojumper.com to support. Appreciate y'all.